The throne of my father. In a quiet village surrounded by tall palm trees and wide rivers, there stood a throne. It was not an ordinary throne made of gold or silver, but a wooden one, carefully carved by the hands of my grandfather many years ago. That throne belonged to my father. It was placed in the center of our compound, under the shade of a big Iroko tree. Whenever my father sat upon it, the whole family and even neighbors gathered to listen to his words. They called it the seat of wisdom. My father was not a king, yet everyone respected him like one. He was known for fairness, kindness, and patience. If two people had a quarrel, they would bring their matter before my father. He would listen carefully, smile gently, and then speak words that calmed the heart. At the end, both people would leave feeling lighter, as though a burden had been lifted from them. As a child, I often played around the throne. Sometimes, when no one was watching, I would climb upon it. I would spread my little arms wide and declare, "I am the ruler of this land." My friends would laugh, and we would pretend to hold court under the Iroko tree. But my father never scolded me. He would only say, "My son, the throne is not for play. It is a place of service, not of pride." At first, I did not understand what he meant. To me, the throne was just a chair, nothing more. But as I grew older, I began to see what he was teaching. One day, an old traveler came to our village. He was tired, dusty, and hungry. Many people avoided him because they feared he might bring trouble. But my father invited him to sit on the throne and gave him food and water. The man's eyes filled with tears as he said, "I have traveled far, yet this is the first place where I have been treated like family." That day, I realized the throne was not meant to make one higher than others, it was meant to lift others up. When I became a young man, my father began to test me. He would ask me to settle small disputes among the children of the village. He would say, "Speak with patience, even if your heart is quick. Listen more than you talk. And remember, every word you say is like a seed, you must choose which seeds you plant." At first, I made mistakes. Sometimes, I judged too quickly. Other times, I wanted to take sides with my friends. But my father would correct me gently. "A true leader," he said, "is not one who pleases only his friends. A true leader seeks what is right, even if it is hard." The day finally came when my father grew old. His hair turned white like cotton, and his steps became slow. One morning, he called me before the whole family. He sat on the throne for a long while, silent, as the breeze of the Iroko tree moved above us. Then he spoke. "My son, the throne of your father is not made of gold, but of love. It is not built on power, but on service. If you keep your heart humble, if you care for the people before yourself, then you will never lose the strength of this throne." With that, he stood and placed his hand upon my shoulder. Then he asked me to sit upon the throne. My heart beat fast, not from pride, but from the weight of his trust. I sat down, and the people clapped joyfully. Yet deep within me, I prayed silently that I would be able to carry the throne well. From that day, I tried my best to follow his teachings. Whenever I sat on the throne, I remembered it was not about me, it was about the people around me. I learned to listen, to guide, to forgive, and to encourage. Slowly, I understood that the throne of my father was more than wood. It was a lesson, a gift, and a light to show the way. And so, the throne remains. Even now, under the shade of the Iroko tree, it teaches me every day. For the true throne is not the one we sit upon with our bodies, but the one we carry in our hearts, made strong by kindness, patience, and love. Sparkle's moral of the story. True leadership is not about power or pride. It is about serving others with love, fairness, and humility.